Welcome in to another episode of my Dynasty Fantasy Football YouTube. Today, I have a different kind of episode detailing why you should join the Patreon and what I'm offering on there. But as always, first, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't. With that said, I'll jump into it. So I can already hear the groans from the other side of the screen. You know, what does this have to do with winning your Dynasty leagues? I will tell you that the Patreon is better at helping you win your Dynasty leagues than any video I could possibly create. On the videos, I am able to communicate good information, but it's limited. It has to apply to everyone. It can only be player based. And, at the end of the day, it's kind of out of context of your league. We can't go into the context of your specific league on the videos. I'm able to do that on the Patreon. So I'm going to go through kind of things about it, and then we'll, you can ask any questions in the comments below. So the first part, and I always start with this because I found that this has been the most successful way to grow the Patreon. And I want to thank all of my YouTube viewers who've taken me up on this offer. A lot of people have signed up through this on the YouTube. Now, the way this works, 50% discount off your first month, and there's also a separate yearly discount. I'll go over them both. So I'm offering a 50% discount off your first month at all tiers using the code TylerYT50. It's a new code because the old one expired. So code TylerYT50, sign up in the top right corner, patreon.com/fantasyadvice. If you use that code at checkout, you'll get 50% discount off your first month at whatever tier you choose. It only applies to the first month. And I'm going to keep doing this forever. Why am I going to do this forever? So I used to recruit for the Patreon primarily through Twitter. I have found that Twitter is a cesspool and a waste of time. And for those of you saying, well, you should just go to Blue Sky, you try it. Go to Blue Sky, see if you get any engagement. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. There's nobody engaging on Blue Sky. So Twitter has not been replaced by Blue Sky. It's not going to be replaced by Blue Sky. It's been replaced by other content platforms. For me, for free content, that's YouTube right here. This is my free content. So that's why I'm offering the best discount, 50% off, to those of you who are here. Those of you who are here watching the YouTube videos, who I do appreciate, should get the best discount. And I'm going to do that forever. Forever, there will always be a 50% discount off your first month at all tiers. Forever. During the season, during the off season, always. You will always be able to get that discount. Whatever the prices are, you'll be able to get 50% off your first month using, in this case, the code TylerYT50 at checkout. Type that in. You'll get the 50% off. Over 50 people have taken me up on this offer, by the way. So that's pretty good, actually, for a Patreon. I'm actually pretty proud of that. Now, if you are confident that you like the Patreon and you want a better deal, you can also choose a yearly plan. This gets you 25% off all 12 months. So essentially, you're getting 3 free months out of the 12 for free. It's a built-in Patreon feature. This I have left on permanently. There's going to be 25% off for committing to a yearly plan, and this is not going to change. I want to reward people who stay year-round because at the end of the day, I do year-round content, and the only way to do year-round content is with year-round support. So 25% off all months is obviously more than 50% off 1 month. But I offer these 2 choices based on what you're looking for. If you just want to try it, take the 50% off the first month, and then you can switch to yearly and get 25% off all months. That's, of course, an option. But I want to encourage people to join because I think when you join, you will like it. I get that not everyone wants to pay for content. And look, there are some people who never will. That's okay. I'm not going to be able to convince you. This video isn't for you. I'm talking about the people who are on the fence. On the fence. They like my content. You like my content, but you're considering it. That's why I'm offering all of these incentives to sign up because when you get there, I think you'll like it. So let's talk about what I'm offering now that we've gotten past the discounts, which are very important. what do I offer on the Patreon? So the Patreon is not new. So for a lot of people thinking who are new to my content or they just found me, the Patreon's not new. I've been doing this for a long time, since 2020. It's been built on three main parts: the rankings, the Discord, and direct message advice. Lately, I've added two other parts: write-up/articles and more Patreon-only video content. So let's get into all of that. So the rankings. These have existed on the Patreon since day one. This was one of the founding products. This is very simple. They're available at all tiers. They include Dynasty rankings, overall and positional, rookie rankings, which I have right now, and then redraft rankings come out in early July and starts it weekly throughout the whole year. So you get all of that at all Patreon tiers. It's pretty much self-explanatory. You get all of my rankings. A lot of people like the rankings. That's their favorite part. Now, a lot of people sell rankings. So that's not special. A lot of people do that. So let's get into the next part, the Discord. This is what I would call one of the two current main products of the Patreon. It's my version of community, which is very valuable. Why do I think that? I just don't think, we talked about this before, Twitter is dying. There is no community on Twitter. You post something and half of the responses are bots. And it's a garbage place. And it's not going to be replaced by Blue Sky. People are saying that. Blue Sky, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. You post something, nobody responds to it. It's not going to be replaced by Blue Sky. It's going to be replaced by these types of things: Discords, interactions on other platforms, other interactions. So I'm making a commitment to answer all questions in the YouTube or the Discord. Now, a lot of my patrons gave me advice on what I should say. Most of them said, focus on the Discord. Focus on the Discord. We love the Discord. We love what's going on in the Discord. Focus on that. That is your biggest selling point. A lot of people have said things like, the Discord community is what sold me. The rankings are useful, but the Discord and engagement in there, constant daily engagement, is a big selling point. People in the community Discord bringing up ideas, strategy, trades with moderation and constant advice from me, another selling point. Another one was talking about how the other platforms for community are dwindling, and finding a long-term fun community with the same interests is always an appealing factor. And also just the fact that it's so easy to interact in the Discord. My Discord is really built out. It's well organized and all of that. So my patrons themselves told me the Discord is the thing to sell the most. Emphasize that. So I don't really know how more to emphasize it, but it is active every single day. There are no bots. There's no spam. And you can get engagement with the other members and constant interaction from me. I'm in there every day. I'm active every day. I don't take days off. So if you're looking for that type of thing, I offer that here. Now, the next part, the direct message advice. So, there's some options, 1, 2, 3, or unlimited teams. Now, what is the direct message advice? So the direct message advice, think of it as like a Q&A hotline. It's not a one-time review. I take a look at your team, review, done. Not what it is. It is a long-term building relationship. We go over potential trades. We help you build a better team. I will, when you join the Patreon, I will look at your team. I will tell you what I think of it. I will tell you how we should get started. But it's more than just getting started. It's more than just, I see your team do X, Y, and Z. It's, I see your team, we do X, Y, and Z. And then as you could try to do X, Y, and Z, I help you do X, Y, and Z over time. You send a trade. Someone sends you a counter. You ask me, well, what do you think about that counter? I'll tell you, well, I like it, but we could add another second to it, so on and so forth. Um, I also help walk you through rookie drafts, startup drafts, redraft leagues. I help you with start sit. If the questions are more complicated, my rankings don't cover it. A lot of what I do in the direct message advice is explaining things in more detail that were talked about in the Discord, explaining things on the rankings. If there's confusion, helping with trades. Probably Dynasty trades is what I spend the most time talking about in direct message advice during the season, maybe start sit also, and waivers. Waivers is something that I spend a lot of time on direct message, ad drop, stuff like that. And also, if you just have general questions, I'll take those, like general strategy questions, general how do I trade questions, stuff like that, that or things that apply to specifically to your league. I'll take any questions, and I'm constantly there for you. I don't take vacation, so I don't need a vacation. What am I taking a vacation from? Taking a vacation from talking about fantasy football? Like, I love doing this. If I could do this every minute of every day, I would. Obviously, that's not healthy, but I don't need vacation, right? Like, this is talking about fantasy football. Like, if I were working in whatever, a coal mine, maybe I'd take a vacation from that. But I love doing this. Fantasy football is the thing in life I'm the most passionate about. So I'm there every day. I don't need a vacation. So that's what the direct message fantasy advice is. And yeah, basically, I'll help you become a better dynasty manager. And I think you'll like it. So now the two new parts. First, the write-ups and the articles. This is really a new thing this year. I did a little bit during the season last year, but if you don't know, a lot of people found me as a writer for DLF. I no longer write there. Just felt that it was time to do all my content myself. And I think that was a good move for me and my brand, just to do everything on my own. That way I have full creative control over all of my work. But one thing I did kind of miss was I liked writing articles. Did I like going through the whole editing and the structure of an article? Not really. So that's kind of why I've transitioned to doing informal written content on the Patreon. These are more blogs than articles. We're not talking about something that's edited or in paragraphs, but it is written. So I did a bunch of content. Early in the offseason, I did some offseason previews. What does this team need in the draft? What will they do in free agency? What could happen? That type of thing. And how does it affect dynasty value? Then I did rookie write-ups. I did about 30 of those covering the rookie class. Pre-draft rookie content was only available on the Patreon. Now that we finished free agency in the NFL draft, now I'm doing a new series. I've done 5 of these already. We're previewing 2025 for each team. And based on that preview, I'm giving you a dynasty buy, a dynasty sell, a sleeper, and then just breaking down what I think of the team overall and other stuff like that. So I'm trying to provide more value for patrons. These are available to all patrons at any tier. You'll get every write-up I'll ever do. And, they're not long. I try to make them short, easy to read. A lot of them include bullet points and, short paragraphs. We're not reading essays. We're not doing thousands of words. We're not doing any of that. So these are easy to digest. I'm trying to make it so that, they're accessible to everyone. And I kind of miss doing a little bit of written content. So I'm glad that on Patreon, I have a platform where I can do whatever I want. So this has been a new part of my content. Now, lastly, there's a demand for more video content from me. Let me just talk about this because this is relevant to the YouTube. I have found that there's a couple of things. One, on YouTube, certain topics just don't land. Anything that's not player-based, forget it. Forget it. It's not going to happen. I've tried. It doesn't work in the YouTube algorithm. But also, there's a demand for about this much video content from me. 3 videos. My target is 20 minutes per video. So that's about an hour per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, of content from me. That is what there is demand for. There is not demand for 5 videos a week, period. There just isn't. There's people don't want that. The videos start to decline in performance. So this is what there is demand for: free content, both in length, amount, and also topic, I guess, three things. So there are some specific ideas that I've done on the Patreon as Patreon only content. I did a Dynasty rebuilding strategy video recently. People really like that on the Patreon, but I did that as Patreon only content because I knew that would never land on the YouTube. I do Patreon roster breakdowns. There's a library of over 100 of those that you can go back and watch for patrons. Now, those are sold separately, but the way it works is you can watch all of them. The library is available to all patrons. To get your own, that costs extra, but all the patrons can watch all of them, even if it's not about your team. And I promise you, you'll find it insightful. And then I'm actually doing a live stream on the Patreon tomorrow. I haven't done one of these in a while, but there was a Patreon startup that happened a couple weeks back. I'm going to do a live stream breaking down the Patreon startup. It's going to be over an hour. So over an hour of me, that'll be for patrons only. I've done some Patreon only start sit live streams in the past. I can't see myself doing start sit content on here. So that could be another thing. But overall, I find that there's going to be some Patreon only videos because there's not going to be different or more videos on the public channel. The Monday, Wednesday, Friday, about 20 minutes long with the topics that I do are what is going to be on the public YouTube. If you want more or have more video ideas, I'm happy to hear video ideas, but those would be Patreon only videos. And I do take feedback. The rebuilding strategy video was not my idea. That was the idea of one of my patrons. So if you have an idea on the Patreon, I'm happy to listen. But only for Patreon only videos, where I'm willing to take that type of feedback or do Patreon ideas, would happen for patrons only. Now, I'm going to keep this section short because I found that when I do this promo video in the past, this section is 10 minutes and it's too long. Basically, I'm going to keep this very simple. At the end of the day, I wish that YouTube had more revenue, but it doesn't. It doesn't. And if we talk about what's more efficient or effective use of my time, it's far more effective to spend my time on the Patreon where the revenue is better. At the end of the day, things have changed with both YouTube and Twitter. Twitter used to be a place to grow yourself. It was worth growing yourself on there for free and then bringing more people in. That doesn't work anymore. Twitter killed external links. Twitter's platform is dying. So it doesn't work that way. So now my marketing strategy has changed. The YouTube is my free teaser. This is the free content, not Twitter. The YouTube itself is my free teaser content. It's not going to go away. But YouTube does not bring in significant revenue. It never will. I would have to have 10 times the views that I do for the YouTube revenue to significantly matter. Now, do I think that that's going to happen? Probably not, because I'm just better off on the Patreon. I find that there are a lot of YouTube creators like me. That's okay. It's a very saturated market. There are not a lot of people offering the Patreon content that I am. So just to give you a number, over 95% of the revenue from my content creation comes from the Patreon or other premium content, not from ad revenue on YouTube. And that's probably generous. I think it's actually higher than 95%. But the YouTube does not generate ad revenue to any significant degree. So it pays for, the YouTube finally pays for itself, but that's about all it does. It about pays for everything it takes to make the YouTube video. So the YouTube is running at about a neutral level, but it doesn't make money. So because it doesn't make money, it needs to be supported by the Patreon. So think of the Patreon as somewhat as supporting artists' work, artists being me in this case. Think of it as much as that as I tried to sell you on do this to buy this part of the Patreon. This is great. I have all of these great things that I'm offering, and I do believe in all of that. But if it helps convince you, it's also supporting this YouTube content. So again, I appreciate your consideration and appreciate everyone who signs up. Again, I offer the 50% off because I believe in it. And if I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't push it so hard. Now, if you liked the video, make sure to support the channel by subscribing. And don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you can be notified about all my exciting content that drops in here. Like I said in the video, if you want my best fantasy football advice, it's available on the Patreon. Nothing's going to ever compare on the YouTube to the Patreon. The Patreon is interactive and complete, whereas the YouTube videos are just a teaser. As a final reminder, there's a 50% discount at all tiers using the code TylerYT50. That code is written in the description of every single video. It is also written in the comments, the lead comment of every video, pinned comment. Every sign up, as I said, helps support my independent content. But once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.